Welcome to the first annual Fundee Awards.
Fundee.
Guess y'all. You know what? I'll accept it. Today's a fun episode. I'm very excited. I know, honestly, I think every episode's a fun episode. Even though there's episodes where you and I will go on rants. But guys, this is awesome. I'm excited to be here. Murad brought up this great idea where hopefully next year will be more aligned with the award season, but it's better late than never. This is definitely a ripoff of the Dundee Awards. I'm not denying that whatsoever. But the purpose of the Fundee Awards is we will be talking about not the best movies or the best performance of the year, but our favorite, right? As always, we want to make sure we want to let people know that this is a podcast for the people, by the people. But today, as always, I'm your co-host Varun, my boy Murad. How's it going, man?
I'm good. I'm excited for the fundies. I'm really glad that we made it here with all the pandemic and everything. The red carpet looks beautiful. Yeah, I'm excited for my friends.
Who are you wearing?
Oh,
Who are you wearing?
I'm wearing this amazing designers named Hennes and Moritz. They have this amazing boutique called H&M. So I'm really excited to show off a few of their pieces. This is from their basics collection in like 2016. So shout outs to my boys. If you're listening to this, I love you. Thank you for making me look the way I am today. I also got a really fresh cut. Shout out to my barber. Killed it as always. Lined me up like a winner, Varun. So thank you for asking me, man. Yeah, I'm excited to be here, bro. How are you? I see you supporting the
I'm good,
homegrown
man.
True Royal.
Homegrown True Royal. You know, I got my Nike dry fit shorts. Got my
Nice.
Reebok socks. No, gotta mismatch everything. Not gonna keep my feet warm. It's all snuggies and everything. It's all good. I don't have a fresh cutter, afraid, but I know my boys at Florence. Thanks for always lining me up and hooking me up. I'm super excited to be here. Before we get started, I'm gonna quickly throw in the criteria. So we will be matching the Oscars or the Academy Awards sort of timeline. So based on all the movies is from January 1st, 2020 to February 28th, 2021. So any movies related to our awards will be from that time frame. Again, this is not the best categories. This is our favorite categories because we want to talk about the stuff we love, and we're hoping the stuff we love is what you love. And very excited to dive into this. Doing this research, personally for me, I forgot how many movies did not come in 2020. I was insanely shocked because when I was doing some of these categories, I don't want to spoil the categories yet, but like I want to bring up The Gentleman as a movie, for example, because it's a movie you and I talked about multiple times, maybe probably more off air than on air, but a Guy Ritchie film with a loaded, insane cast, very fun watch, but that came in late 2019. Ready or Not, it's a comedic sort of horror movie. Again, another fun watch. If you haven't seen Ready or Not, it's a very graphic movie where this girl meets her boyfriends or fiancés. I can't remember her partners. We'll say her partner's family for the first time, but this family is involved in a sort of curse, and they have to kill a random person every year. It's like a spin the bottle type of thing. Like, hey, whoever picks this note up is going to get killed tonight, and they do this hunt. It's pretty cool. It's very fun. It's dark humor. I really recommend watching it. But yeah, so many stuff that came in 2019 that I knew 2020 will be a little bit hard to find movies because of how many delays you've had and all that sort of stuff. But I just thought that I told me the timeline, like this whole year's been a blur, right? So I'm excited for 2021.
Yeah.
But no, phase four, the MCU starting. We're finally getting some movies, so that's been long awaited, coming out this year that I'm super excited about. And been like A Quiet Place 2 that we talked about during our last podcast on Hot or Not. It's coming out in a month. We do have some Netflix series, but some movie theater movies are finally coming out. I'm very excited about that. What were your some thoughts doing the research for this?
I realized that there's so many movies in 2020. There were a lot of movies, but at the same time, there was not many movies that floored me, you know. And the ones that caught my eye are the movies that I would have watched regardless had there been a pandemic or not. As you know, and I'm sure as our viewers know by now, I'm a big softie, so a lot of mine were more like character-driven, romantic-based movies. But yeah, I mean, there was not much in the sense that there wasn't a lot of diversity. I didn't realize there was a movie called Corona Zombies. I don't know if you've seen it. I haven't seen it, but
Oh,
the premise is so weird, but they're so fast in making these movies come out, and these like really
I
weird.
think I think that came out. I think that came out like a month after we did like a full shutdown in BC,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, it's
It's
wild times.
like how fast do you have to just like shoehorn everything in and then just put it out? And then by the stock photos and by the images, it looks like absolute trash. But you know what, man? Props to the directors and props to everyone involved because I mean I'm sure that wasn't easy. But I mean, just because it was hard doesn't mean that you should make it. So you know, but there's a lot of
That's
movies
what she
out.
said.
Oh wow, well done. But there's I also do want to preface this by saying this year's Oscar timeline is way longer than usual. So January to February
Absolutely, yeah.
28th is not the average time. This is what the Oscars did this year because of everything going on. So our timeline is like that, but also it's not going to be the standard timeline once everything goes back to normal when it goes back to normal. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I think we should start off just get let's get into it.
Yeah, so for everyone listening home, I'm very excited to go through all of our categories for our most favorite, etc. That
Mm-hmm.
will be listing. Murad and I will try to have our own opinion for each one. There's some things that I won't mention, there's some things that Murad won't mention, but at the end we'll have at least one winner for each category that we're very excited for. So the first category that I was excited for because I spent a lot of time doing this is favorite trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So in the last 12 to 13 months, we got a lot of amazing trailers. A lot. Some trailers that stuck out to me was Dune and Tenet. Was there any trailer that stuck out to you?
Yeah.
Besides, and you mentioned Malcolm Marie a lot.
As soon as I saw the trailer for Malcolm and Marie and they used that Alabama Shake song and just how beautifully the trailer was cut to the song, I don't think I've seen a trailer that enticing in a while. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of really. Dune was fantastic. No Time to Die was fantastic. Yeah, there was a lot of fantastic trailers, but for me, it would be Malcolm and Marie because as soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, I immediately want to watch this movie the day it comes out. So that's what did it for me, and that would be my winner.
Okay, so I'm also gonna trump that because the winner it shouldn't be competition. It shouldn't be really talked about. But I think the Batman trailer was by far the
Oh
best trailer.
yeah,
That was by far. I know, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
know.
true.
That trailer was by far the best trailer of last year.
That's true.
Like
No, you're
when it
right.
first came out, like Rob Pat when he came in, like I am danger. Like come on, man. Like he was messing dudes up, right? You were hooked. You were in. Like I was always ready in on Rob Pat as Batman. Who knows how he'll do as Bruce Wayne? But if the rumors are true and it's like a year one comic book version of Batman, he will fit the role perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited for this movie for whenever it does come out. It's been delayed like 100 times already, but the clear winner of the 2021 Fundee Awards for Best Trailer is the Batman. Can
That's
we agree
true.
on that?
I
All
do,
right.
yeah. I forgot, and I'm sorry, I forgot that trailer existed because the movie's so far away that I don't even want to think about it, or else I'll get sad. But yeah, man, emo Batman, Robert Pattinson, I'm all in for. So yes, I
Let's
agree.
go, right?
I agree. The Batman should be the winner for that award. So yes, so and the winner is the Batman.
There you go. And Robert Pattinson couldn't make it today to claim his award,
So
so
I'll
we'll accept it on his
yeah
behalf.
yeah. So Robert,
Selfish
wherever you
bastard.
are, bro. Yeah, good stuff. Excited to see your work. We'll catch up later. Just FaceTime me.
While Murad catch up on his meds to bring himself back to reality, this next category will be more for Murad because there wasn't a movie this year that made me feel this type of way. But Murad, what was your best slash favorite movie that makes you want to cry?
Well, I want to cry all the time. But I think if we're talking about just movies, it would have to be. There was a few that really stood out. For me,
Okay, so name the few that stuck out to you, then you win at the end.
Soul made me want to cry. Not because it was not because like sad tears, but it was just so beautiful and enlightening. And when she found her purpose to be on Earth, you can't tell me, and it was being taken away. You can't tell me that you didn't feel inside. Because just thinking about it,
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
I'm getting
100%.
there.
Yeah.
And so there was Soul. There was Ma Rainey's Black Bottom for the exact reason why we think, is because Chadwick's last performance and just his dialogue and his sheer performance in that movie, and how he's like talking to God and he's saying like, what's the meaning of all this? And it was unbelievable character work for someone who knew that their time was coming up, and it is so sad to even think about. Judas and the Black Messiah was another one, mainly because the scene at the end where Fred Hampton was assassinated, not a spoiler, happened in real life. But the clear winner for me would be Pieces of a Woman. Not sure if you've seen it, Varun. Vanessa Kirby delivers.
That's what Shia Labeouf movie, right? And
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen the trailer. It looks amazing. It looks intense, but I actually haven't watched it myself.
It's an all-time amazing performance from Vanessa Kirby, who I really think saved the movie. And yeah,
That's I've heard.
just the trauma that this character goes through as a mother who loses her child. And the trial and everything that they go through is an absolute tearjerker. And so that would be my winner. But amongst those four strong contenders, that one made me want to cry because of how emotionally draining it was.
Vanessa Kirby doesn't get talked about enough quite yet. I am very excited for her career because she has shown quite a bit of range, right? Like she hit the mainstream scene with The Crown as Princess Margaret. She was fantastic in that. And then I next saw her. She does some projects in between, but then I next saw her in Mission Impossible. The sixth Mission Impossible, where she was fantastic. I believe she played like a money launderer or arms dealer in that one, and then she did the Hobbs and Shaw movie. So she clearly holds herself up in an action film. She was fantastic in that movie. She was amazing. She was charming.
I haven't seen it, so I'm gonna take your word for it.
I thought she was the best character in that movie.
Okay.
Just for her storyline. And so doing a movie like this, like, I'm not surprised she killed it. I'm not surprised she carried it. I'm just very excited for the future. Good point on Soul. That movie didn't make me want to cry. Not because I didn't feel sad, but it made me feel complete. So I felt more like like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Towards the end of the movie.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right? It's because it's emotional roller coaster going through the movie. I will say for the 100th time, that should have won Best Picture. It should have been at least nominated for Best Picture. Soul was fantastic. Let these animated movies be nominated. Because I think the last movie that was nominated for Best Picture that was animated, correct me if I'm wrong, if you know the answer, but I believe Toy Story was nominated for Best Picture.
You're right.
Right? That's the last movie. And then ever since then, they had their own Best Animated category. Put them back in Best Picture. Cartoon movies are movies too.
That's true.
Right?
Cartoon people are people too.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
All right. There's a lot of work goes into it, right? They deserve just as much credit as live
Arguably,
action
more
films.
work goes into animation than anything
Oh,
else.
100%.
So it is an art form that does not get talked about enough, and you're right. It should be talked about on the same prestige as best. Because why? I mean, who didn't like Soul? Like that was addressing everything that you could think of, and Jamie Foxx, a stellar performance. So that's all I'll say.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. All right. This is a pretty simple one, but for anyone who cares about this kind of stuff, I know I do. But what's your favorite movie poster of the year?
All right. There was a few. All right. The first.
Really, I only had one, so I'm really curious for yours.
I liked the poster for the tax collector because it looked like a painting. And
yeah.
Yeah, right? And Shia Labeouf is just a weirdo, and I love him. So tax collector, Zack Snyder's Justice League. I know that's crossing the timeline a little bit, but
Nah,
Oh,
I'll accept it.
because I think we saw the poster earlier, but I mean that poster was so larger than life, and how they were all standing in the and it's I think that was wonderful. Judas and the Black Messiah's poster was really cool because you could really see the character tensions right there. But my winner would have to be Superman Red Sun. And if you haven't seen Superman Red Sun or even seen the,
Amazing. I've
it's
seen all of DC anime films. They've been fantastic.
yeah,
So, all right.
that's gonna
So
be my
what?
winner.
That's the winner right there. Okay, so I don't know if my will beat that. I think it might, but we'll let's go back and forth afterwards. But I
Sure.
think Godzilla vs Kong was by far, bar none, the best poster of the year.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it's like I have a very hard time imagine if I think of 2020 movies that's come out. I have a hard time picturing any other movie poster outside of that. It could be recency bias, I don't know, but I've this trailer the trailers and the posters came out very early on, but I think with the just the way they're set up, because the poster I'm thinking of, you see Kong like in a city, sort of smashing
Yeah.
the like where he is, and like and standing in sort of flames and all sort of stuff, and then you see like Godzilla like in the water, see the top spikes sort of swimming towards him, and that's what I imagine when I think of that poster, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that poster is so captivating. I didn't mention this, but like that's also one of my favorite trailers of the year. It was really fantastic. Like I still Batman's still by far the best one,
Yeah.
but that trailer like is so action packed. So what's your thoughts? Like if you had to pick, I'm not sure if you remembered or thought about Godzilla vs Kong as part of your process,
Mm-hmm.
but let me look up quickly the other one again,
The
and
Red
then
Sun
tell me what you think.
poster.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think is for me. I as much as I like the poster for Godzilla vs Kong, and it is iconic, and I think that's the perfect poster for that movie. I just think Superman with the rising sun sort of image in the background and him like standing tall in front of the Soviet army, and shouts out to my friend Sahil because he put me on to fonts. But I think the font that they used for that poster was just mwah, it was so good, and so I would still say Superman Red Sun should be the winner over Godzilla and Kong.
Okay, so then let's because I don't hate that. Like that's very like you can argue that, but you make some very good points when it comes to the font of it. Like it's something that was unique to that. Godzilla and Kong was sort of used already in the previous movies. So we'll give the winner to Red Sun to due to the uniqueness of it and to the art behind it. So the winner will be Superman Red Sun for best movie poster.
Awesome, awesome. So
Awesome, man. All right. So, we'll also do a recap at the end, guys. Don't you worry if you're not keeping up. I'm sure you guys are. I hope you are. All right. I didn't think I had fun with this one, and I think my answer will throw you off. But I'm gonna let you go first, okay? Your favorite on-screen couple slash partner. Like, what's your favorite one?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't. It's not that it's not that I think they're the best couple, but they're the ones that stood out to me the most. Because as soon as I was coming up with this question, I was thinking, because I had this couple in mind, not because they're a good couple by any means. I'm not saying that they're an absolutely shit couple, but the on-screen pairing and the dynamic that they had, I would have to say Malcolm and Marie for Zendaya and John David Washington's performance together. Like I
Okay.
said, the couple super toxic, but them those two actors I think had a stellar performance, and
Yeah.
I think they gelled together so well that I've seen that movie many more times than I'm proud of. But I think they were stellar in it. So they're not a good couple. They're a good pairing on screen. I think that we should see more of them. What about you?
Okay. I think you're completely wrong on that because this is the best favorite couple, man. Like that's pretty toxic. It hurts watching them. It really was. I love them as actors.
Yeah.
I love their performances, but like they're a couple. You tell them, hey, man, break up.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
what are you
yeah.
doing? So the one couple I thought was the favorite, and then until I changed my mind. So the couple I thought about for anybody who hasn't seen Palm Springs. You need to watch Palm Springs. I think it's
Right.
fantastic. It's available on Amazon Prime Video.
Yeah.
It is an Amazon. It was supposed to be slated for movie theaters, but obviously with the pandemic happening, Andy Samberg, Christine Milioti. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I butchered her name. Ted Mosby's wife, the first wife, right? Like from How I Met Your Mother.
First wife.
Yeah, for most famous for. You also have you have J.K. Simmons, Camila Mendes in that movie also, but Christina and Andy's like their character, their partnership and their relationship, the growth of that was so phenomenal in that movie that like I just think it's by far like you're rooting for them. You want them to grow. You want them like with Zendaya and Washington. You're not rooting for them. Like you're not rooting for because they're not meant for each other.
They're not meant for each other, but I was so captivated the entire. I also want to give a special shout out to Kumail Nanjiani and Issa Rae's characters in Lovebirds, because I think that was a really funny.
I still haven't seen that.
Oh,
I need to watch that. I love Nanjiani and I love Issa. Like I need to watch that movie.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna put that on my list for this week. And then I'm ready to talk about it next week. Good shout out though. Good reminder for that because I totally forgot about that movie. But my winner is very unconventional. More unconventional than yours.
Wow. And mine was very unconventional, so I'm excited to see what you guys say.
So this is for my boys, Marcus and Mike Lowry. All right? Bad Boys for Life, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Their relationship that we've grown with since 95 has blossomed into this beautiful thing. Like their friendship, their everything. I think that everything. I'm talking more about Bad Boys for Life in our later categories, but that third movie I thought was phenomenal. Was it my favorite one? No, but it's a very good argument that was the best movie of all three because it got really real. It wasn't just them going back and forth and doing banters and making a joke about it. It's a lot of emotional like conversations in that movie and a lot of just building a strong relationship. That's a friendship that everyone should root for. Not just for like the boys, not just for your girls, just for your partner, like your life partner, because that's something you want to be able to be open about, be able to support each other for, and like it's really cool how we've able to see like that entire relationship blossom. I'm confident we'll see more Bad Boys movies in the future the way the last Bad Boy movie ended. Right? Maybe not with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. There's a lot of like potential passing of the torch in the last movie. If I'm spoiling for you, come on guys, watch it. It came out over a year ago, so I can't be spoiling it now. But to me, that's by far the best quote unquote couple partnership relationship on screen. My favorite by far, just because we've grew up with them. So that's my winner. What do you think of that being the winner, or do you think?
I like it.
Yeah.
No, I totally.
All right.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was wrong. Bad Boys for Life. Always.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? All right, awesome. We have a couple more left, guys. This one's gonna be a very easy one because there weren't a lot of movies to talk about this, but with not a lot of happenings in the superhero universe. Our favorite superhero sort of plotline / superhero movie of the year. For me, I didn't think about the animated series or animated movie, so shout out to Murat because I need to bring something up in a bit here. But for me, it's very simple: Birds of Prey versus Wonder Woman 1984. Birds of Prey, starring Margot Robbie, was fantastic. It's arguably one of my favorite DC movies in that universe. That's it. Like it's great from front to back. It had comedy, had action. I thought even the villains, the storyline, everything about that, and the growth of Harley Quinn's character, I thought was really well done. It shows that you can have an all-female cast and still kick ass and still captivate the audience. So shout out to DC to when they do bring quality out, it's high quality. So great job on that. That's my clear winner. Wonder Woman in 1984 was only a mention by default I never cared for that movie. I didn't think the movie was good, but that's my thing. So Birds of Prey. How about you, man?
I had Birds of Prey and I had Superman Red Sun, again because when I watched it, I'm a sucker for anything Cold War related. But yeah, I will definitely. My winner between the two would be Superman Red Sun. Not because I think it's a better movie. I just think DC animated films are fantastic, and I think that's what DC should stick to, and they should use that formula to bring their live action movies more to the forefront, and that's why I would say Superman Red Sun. But I mean, feel free to counter that because
I will actually no. I'm gonna agree with you on this one because like I mentioned already, I forgot about Superman Red Sun that came out this year. I thought was fantastic. DC Anime Universe had been almost on point every single time. So you know what, you say it might not be a better movie. I thought it was actually it is a better movie. It's a great movie overall. I do recommend for everyone to watch it who hasn't seen Superman Red Sun, but also Harley Quinn,
yeah.
great movie. But I think the best superhero movie of the year will definitely be Superman Red Sun.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. It's a Soviet Superman. I mean, what else do you want? It's a good story and it's a good retelling. So yeah, definitely a what if movie. But yeah, so the winner for this one, you'd be okay with Superman Red Sun, yeah?
I'm all in.
Let's do it.
You got my stamp of approval on that one. All right, guys. Our second to last category: most shocking slash surprising performance. So like, what move? What character? Sorry, not what character. What actor or actress jumped on the big screen this year, and you're like, wow, I didn't think they can do that. And one of the people that I've sort of thought about in the beginning was Elizabeth Moss. Not because I didn't know she was a good actor. Like she's phenomenal. Like I've almost loved Handmaid's Tale. She obviously you and I know with Mad Men. Like it's overall has been really great. But she was in a different type of movie this year with Invisible Man, which is a horror movie that came out very early this year. It was actually in theaters right before the whole shutdown happened. I watched it early on when rented on iTunes. I didn't think she had that sort of not range, but in her to be in a very victim type role. Because I feel like a lot of the movies she's been in, sort of roles that she's been in, is more of a strong female character, not weak, but like that side. But I didn't think she could really carry a horror movie like that. I thought she was fantastic. She crushed it. But then I thought of King of Staten Island and what Pete Davidson brought to the table. I always loved Pete Davidson. I think his moments on SNL have been fantastic. His comedy cameos in sort of some movies have been really great. But I didn't. I honestly must have loved him. I didn't think he had another level. I didn't think he could be really great in things like um, a movie like this. So for anyone who hasn't really seen it, it's a Judd Apatow directed movie starring Pete Davidson, who plays, this sort of immature young adult that lives at home with his mom. Sister recently moved to college. Dad passed away from a fire accident, very similar to his real life, where his father passed away during the 9/11 attack. And to hear Judd Apatow talk about him, his work commitment, his work ethic on this film, gives me a lot more hope for his future as an actor, and I'm very excited what he can bring to the table. So for me, Pete Davidson is the clear winner this year when it comes to most surprising and arguably favorite performance of the year. Regardless of what you think of the movie, I thought he was fantastic.
No, I definitely had. We actually shared. I had Elizabeth Moss because I didn't know she could be like vulnerable in that in tune, but she was, and she was fantastic. I also had Kings of Staten Island. I also had Shia LaBeouf in Pieces of a Woman, mainly because I don't know, you haven't seen it, but for him to go to that route after doing The Tax Collector, where he got his body all tattooed and he was a gangster, for him to turn into this like, sober, but then breaks his sobriety and this like really deep emotional figure. did not see it coming. I was very excited to see this turn because I do think Shia LaBeouf can bring a lot to the table, and I hope that they do find a good use for him. And so that's one of the reasons why I think his performance shocked me. When I was watching this, I was looking at the casting. I was thinking, why Shia LaBeouf? And then I watched it and I was thinking, oh, that's why Shia LaBeouf. And so that would be the other branch off that I had that you didn't have. What do you think?
I want to say no to Shia LaBeouf
Okay.
because it wasn't. Like, I know I haven't seen the movie, but from what you're describing, is not something that's surprising to me
Okay.
because he's shown that. And have you seen Fury,
A while
the
ago.
war movie
Yeah,
with Brad Pitt? Yeah, I thought he was phenomenal on that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you've seen the peanut butter Falcon, he was also in that.
Peanut butter. I don't
Really
think I've
well
ever
done.
heard of that movie.
That honestly, like, it's actually more of your type of movie. Not really mainstream, but honestly, I thought it was really well done. And
Okay.
Honey Boy,
Oh
seen
yeah,
Honey Boy?
yeah.
right? So like he's shown that, and on screen and off screen, that he can be an emotional roller coaster, right? And he could show that like he could go sobriety and back. So he's really shown that. So for him to call that a, I'm sure it was a really great performance and exceeded expectations. But what to call surprising is not more surprising than what Pete Davidson did with Stan Island.
That's fair.
Like
That's No,
like that. So if I compare the two, like there's a yeah, Elizabeth Moss I think was like number two in that category.
Mm-hmm.
Unless anyone else out there could give us something different, but for me, it was definitely Pete Davidson. Like if this is the surface of what he could be as an actor, I'm very excited for his future.
Mm-hmm. Honorable mention though for this one, I wanted to put in Ashton Sanders for All Day and a Night, his movie
Okay.
that he did. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but essentially he plays a character who also goes to the same prison that his father went to, and it's a great sort of look at the prison system and sort of the ins and outs of like, hey, this is what's happening, and this is how kids are affected by, let's say if their parents are incarcerated, especially in the hood. So I've seen, I was blown away in Moonlight, because that's the first film I saw him in, and then he did Native
Okay.
Son with HBO, and then he did this one with Netflix, and I thought, like definitely a really really cool movie for him, and also Denzel gave him his like his seal of approval, so I'm really excited too. Yeah, what else
Okay.
do you need? Like a seal from
My
Denzel.
man.
My man.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
So
All right, man. So the main event, the dessert, the final category. We made it. We're here. So this is gonna be a very broad discussion. I have a few different movies I want to talk about, but I'll let you start it off with our favorite movie that no one is really talking about.
brought it up before, All Day and a Night. Definitely one if you haven't seen it. Beautiful writing, really well directed, and I mean, what else do you need, right? You have Ashton Sanders, you have Jeffrey Wright, arguably a completely different character than his Westworld character. Where in this one, I didn't think that Jeffrey Wright could be this like imposing figure, but yeah, really well acted. I also want to talk about. We already talked about a little bit. Lovebirds. I don't think gets enough love as a good comedy movie.
I'm actually going to add that to my. I'm going to watch that like honestly like today. Like I'm
Which one?
actually very excited to watch that.
Lovebirds.
Lovebirds. Yeah, I'm very excited to watch that. I love Issa Rae. I love like Nanjiani. Like they're both
Nanjiani, yeah.
fantastic. Yeah.
And the other one, and I'm a big sucker for romantic movies. So A Rainy Day in New York is a Woody Allen film that he did. Timothy Chalamet, Selena Gomez, good cast, well written. Yeah, I mean those things. Those are the movies that I think people should look into. Whether if you're a fan of good cinema or you just really like a sappy romantic movie like me, I think those movies deserve a little bit more love, and I also think Woody Allen deserves a little bit more love. But you know what? That's a different story.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a few movies I want to bring up before I pick my winner. Actually, no. So what if you had to pick one of your movies, what would it be?
Best movie
You have to
that no
pick
one's
one.
talking about.
Yeah.
Ooh, I will say All Day and a Night.
Okay. So for me, I had a few movies I was kind of flipping through. So I'll mention all the movies, and I still haven't picked the winner, so I'm gonna pick a winner on the spot. So let's hopefully we could figure it out here. But Palm Spring is a movie that I've watched multiple times, which is funny because it's a very groundhog type movie where the same things are happening over and over again. So I have seen that movie multiple times. Uh, Six Underground. It's a movie that no one's really talking about. It's a Ryan Reynolds action movie that's on Netflix. Same with Extraction. That's with Chris Hemsworth, also on Netflix. Both like action packed type movies. Chris Hemsworth plays a mercenary that is in charge to save this little boy and sort of take him across like a city in India to keep him safe, but saving it for some bad people. He essentially is like a drug war happening between two different families. It's fun, action packed, has some heartfelt moments in it, which I did not see coming. So I thought it was really well done. If you haven't watched it, it's great. It's also cool to see India on a big picture like that. I know all the ugly things are happening right now with the pandemic and the lack of support for the farmers. It's really cool to see that part of India. I really recommend watching that. Six Underground is Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds again. You know, some secret mercenaries don't accomplish missions. It's fantastic. I'm not sure what more you can ask for. I don't think Bad Boys for Life is getting a lot of talk. So I don't know if that's because it came out right before the pandemic. Same with Birds of Prey. Are movies that no one's really talking about or sort of forgotten it's come out because of the timing of the movie. Again, because it came out right before the pandemic. I'm sure there's a bunch of other movies I want to bring up that no one is really talking about. But if I had to pick one, I'm
What do
talking
you?
about Extraction.
Okay.
Extraction.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So, just because for these reasons, despite us no one talking about Bad Boy for Life right now or Birds of Prey, in the moment and leading up to it, it was all over the place. So people were talking about it at a certain time, and if people really wanted to watch it, they would have found a way to watch it because they knew it existed and they knew it was out there. With Palm Springs, you know what? If you follow the Lonely Island crew, if you follow Andy Samberg, I would hope you knew that this movie existed again because it's a really good watch. It's nice, it's light. Again, a great cast. You have Andy, you have Christina, you have J.K., you have Camila Mendes. It's a very fun cast. It's really cool. Um, Six Underground, again, like Ryan Reynolds, the type of guy had puts a lot of things out there right away. I Again, I don't think a lot of people talked about it. And Extraction, like that's my favorite movie of the year. And to pick one winner, I'm gonna let you take the mantle on this one because what you mentioned like was sound. What's sorry? You gotta mention again the title. What's the title again?
All Day and a Night.
Yeah, All Day and the Night. Like I'll put that, and I'll put the Nanjiani and Issa movie probably second place in that because it's another movie I completely forgot about and slipped my mind that no one's talking about. I'm gonna add it in there, even though it's as a movie I haven't seen yet. I do plan on watching it tonight. I might do an all Nanjiani movie night tonight. If you haven't seen Stuber, have you seen Stuber?
Yeah. Stuber was
So
funny,
Stuber
man.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
If you haven't guys seen it, it's a comedy, it's a buddy cop type movie.
Yeah,
If you know
man.
me, you
Perfect.
know Mullen on that.
Yeah.
But
Both
Extraction
has
is
to
a
do, yeah.
right. So I will Extraction. No, watch it, guys. Like it's a great movie nonetheless. But Murad, I'm gonna let you announce the official winner for most least talked about favorite movie of the year.
And the winner for our favorite movie that no one's talking about is All Day and a Night, starring Ashton Sanders, Jeffrey Wright. Well done, well deserved. You guys will get your statues in the mail. Just tell us what your mailing address is. We'll send them to you.
Send our DMs.
Just slide in our DMs at the Deep Focus Pod, Twitter or Instagram, or email. Like email us. I know we you're famous. You know maybe you don't want to reach out to us via DM, but yeah, email us. And you'll get whatever statues we have. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. This was a lot of I had forgotten a lot of like Lovebirds. I totally forgot came out this year, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is
Yeah.
like you got Issa, you got Kumail, and it's a murder mystery, and they're a couple. Great. Um,
Yeah,
so
I'm in.
definitely was really fun researching this, and a good flashback into some of the movies that had forgotten about. Like I said, Lovebirds and A Rainy Day in New York as well. And yeah, because this movie to me was not pressed at all. I had no idea this was a movie. I was just scrolling through all the movies that had come out, and I saw Rainy Day in New York, and I saw the title. Like, I immediately thought, okay, Woody Allen, possibly. And then I saw Woody Allen, and then I saw Timothy Chalamet, and then I saw Selena Gomez, Elle Fanning, Jude Law, Diego Luna, Leah Schreiber. It's a really good
Oh,
cast.
Diego Luna. Oh,
Diego
okay.
Luna,
I,
exactly.
I, the fact that Woody Allen's name's attached to it for non-directorial reasons is a reason I will probably still stay away from that movie. For those who don't know why, just Google him and
He's
his relationships,
problematic,
please.
but I don't know,
Very.
man. He's very problematic, but I mean, I'm a sucker for his movies. I liked
You
Cafe
said no. You
Society,
the
you
fact
know,
you separate the art from the
from
person,
the
and I
person.
do
Yeah.
respect that.
Hmm.
So sometimes it's just hard to do. Like Bill Cosby, I'll never be
Yeah.
able to separate that anymore. Um, Kevin Spacey, especially when he did his apology as that, like the Frank, was Frank
Frank
something, what's his
Underwood.
character's name again?
Frank
Frank
Underwood.
Underwood. That was really creepy. But then like you have artists like going to the music side, like we got Chris Brown and Kanye West, like who's done some ugly things. No, the Afflecks have been accused of some ugly things. No, we're not condoning what they've done, but we have seen their art, and their art has been great.
Hmm.
It sucks, but I respect that. That's it, guys. We're wrapping up our first annual Fundee Awards. I'm really hoping you guys enjoy this podcast, this episode, as well as we had a lot of fun doing it. If there's any awards that you guys thought that we missed on that we should have brought up, please let us know, because the awards aren't set in stone. They're going to change on every year based on what movies come out, right? So we might not have a favorite couple next year because we might not have a good rom com next year. We don't know. But hey, it is what it is. That's it, guys. I'm going to catch you on the flippity flop.
You did it twice. Peace.
Peace.